Hey everyone, it's a beautiful December afternoon here in the great city of New Orleans, and I just had the privilege of touring two distinct universities right in the heart of the city, Tulane University and Loyola University New Orleans. They're literally right next door to each other, so it really can't be more convenient than it was for me. And I thought I'd take the time here after touring both schools to just reflect a little bit on how they both were and really take advantage of this beautiful afternoon here in this park across the street from the campuses. The one thing that these two campuses share in common is access to the great city of New Orleans. So much culture here, so much going on. One student was talking about how there's basically a festival every week of some kind, a lot of them food related. So if there's any foodies out there, New Orleans is a great place to go. These campuses are alongside Lake Charles Street, which is behind me, and there's a streetcar that runs on that street and will take you into all the great places that you want to go to in New Orleans. So transportation is really convenient. Just a great city in general. Starting off with Loyola New Orleans, since I just toured it. It's a liberal arts university, I believe about 4,500 undergrad students. They have the #1 student newspaper in the country, according to I don't know what, but they're very proud of that, so that's kind of a cool thing. They're really known for music and mass communications. Those are two really strong programs that they have there. So I think traditionally they've been a good music school, and I actually saw a number of students carrying instruments around the campus. Really diverse environment there as well. They're on the list of national Hispanic serving institutions, and so they meet the threshold there of having a large portion of their students Hispanic, which is great. Being a Jesuit school, they've got a chapel, so you've got the opportunities to worship with fellow Catholic believers. I think a little under half the school is actually Catholic, but like all Jesuit schools, they really are strong in service, reaching out to the community, service learning opportunities. They have a week-long service event that a lot of students get involved in as well. Also, like many Jesuit schools around the country, they are very globally minded, offer lots of study abroad opportunities. I think about a third of the students there study abroad, and they have a J term, which I love when I see this. It's usually a couple weeks in January where students can take classes. J terms also work as a great short-term opportunity for study abroad. So they've got that too. Next up, we have Tulane University, which is literally next door to Loyola University New Orleans. Tulane originally was established as a medical school to fight yellow fever. So you know that they have a history in medicine, and they have their own hospital, which is great. They also have a fantastic law school, and what these professional programs do is offer unique accelerated opportunities where you could come in as an undergrad and save a little money by doubling up your junior, usually senior year, to combine your bachelor's and your master's or your PhD in less amount of time and less money than you normally would if you went from one school then to a different school. So in other words, they have a 3+3 law program here where you do 3 years undergrad, 3 years of law school. I think they also have some other ones in medicine and in business as well. Tulane has a little over 7,000 undergrad students. So to me, it hits that sweet spot in size where it's not too large to feel overwhelming, but not too small either. So they offer quite a bit of opportunities there. They really prioritize service and actually have a requirement. One is a class that you take where you can integrate service into that class, and you could choose from all kinds of different topics. I think some of them even fulfill liberal arts requirements, like foreign language. I know they have some foreign language opportunities where you use language to help the community in some way or another. They also require an experience that you would get involved in to help serve somewhere around the community. Got some excited kids around me here. So service is a big component at Tulane. Another unique stat there is 10% of the campus population is actually from the state of Louisiana. So you'll know that if you attend here and you're not from this state, you're definitely going to be in good company. So students come from all over who decide to attend Tulane. One thing I will say about both of these campuses is that they pride themselves on being a New Orleans experience and allowing students access to all the great things New Orleans has to offer. For example, at Tulane, I don't know if they do this at Loyola, but at Tulane, they dismiss students from class. They actually have a few days off during Mardi Gras because they want students to be able to celebrate those festivities. They both campuses have a tradition. It's a favorite tradition actually among students of crawfish. So a big crawfish festival, and can't remember, one of them is Crawfest maybe is the name of it. But they basically boil thousands and thousands of pounds of crawfish, and then they have all the fun activities you could think of surrounding that, music and so forth. So New Orleans is going to be integrated into your experience if you attend either one of these schools. As I mentioned earlier, they are in the heart of the city. It's, as you can see behind me, it's somewhat residential, but yet you're still close to a lot of great places you can access in the city itself. So wonderful location. So in a nutshell, if you're looking for a rich cultural experience in a unique city where you prioritize food, you want a strong campus life with a lot of traditions, Greek life, as it tends to be strong in the South, if you're looking for that. Both these schools are great. One of them happens to be a lot more selective than the other, that being Tulane. One of them happens to be a little bit more religious than the other, that being Loyola. But either way, there's a lot to offer with both of these places. So if you're interested in this kind of experience, consider one of these schools. I hope to be doing more videos in the second half of this trip than I did the first half, so please be patient with me. Going to be slowly making our way towards the West Coast, so there will be a lot of great schools to see in the months to come. Please press that like button, please press that share button, subscribe, all the things. I really appreciate you guys and look forward to continuing to see all the wonderful places to study that this country has to offer.